have you heard what's called the good news of the gospel of Christianity?
No.
I don't think it's an accident that we talk today. I think God is using me to get your attention to think about this. Just think about this. Thank you.
Thank you for telling me about that. That's my first time to hear about that. So
I'm chatting with Eden.
yeah,
Eden, and you are from China.
yeah.
And you've been here how long?
1 year.
1 year. Okay. So my name is Cory, and we're with Go Teams Media. Have you heard of us?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. I appreciate your optimism. So we're a Christian media group, and we connect in conversation about the big questions of life and current events. Okay. Do you think it's important to talk about big questions?
I think that's really important. Yeah.
So here's the first question. There's three. Okay. The first question is this: where do you believe we came from? Do you believe that we were created by, say, God, or do you believe we evolved without God?
I don't know. I just come from the animals. Yeah. From the monkey. The monkey become human. You know.
You believe that?
Yeah. I believe that.
Okay. So does that mean that?
That's about biology. Yeah.
So Eden, does
teach us in the high school? So. Yeah.
does that mean then that there are different people that are higher life forms and lower life forms? Does darker skin make you a lower life form?
No. I don't believe that. So the people cannot judge people. So that's my belief. Yeah.
Do you think that belief could fuel racism? Do you think it could give people the wrong impression of, say, someone with darker skin versus someone with an
Because in my high school in Ontario, I have many friends from Africa, French. They all have black people, but black skin. But we become friends. They are really good. So I don't think skin a different color will take different meaning. So that's strong thing, I think.
But you do believe that we came from animals?
Yeah, I believe that.
So, my new friend Eden embraces evolution, yet passionately rejects racism. And you might be wondering, Cory, why in the world would you connect those two concepts in a conversation like that? Well, because for honest conversation, we both need to be consistent in our respective beliefs and behavior. Think about this. Christians are often accused of being hypocrites, and no one respects a hypocrite. Why? Because a hypocrite is someone whose behavior is inconsistent with their beliefs. And as we converse about this foundational question of human origins, I hope Eden wants Cory the Christian to be consistent, and respectfully, I hope Eden the evolutionist wants to be consistent too. So, as a Christian in conversation with evolutionists everywhere, let's get consistent about our respective beliefs and behavior. And I'll start. As a Christian, what's the book I believe to be true? The Bible, written by God. Well, in this context, the Bible clearly says that God made from one man every nation of mankind to live on all the face of the earth. That means God created only one race, the human race. So a consistent Bible-believing Christian cannot be racist. And what's the book evolutionists believe to be true? Origin of Species, written by Charles Darwin. But do you know that's not the complete title of Darwin's book? It's this: On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, or the Preservation of Favored Races in the Struggle for Life. Favored races? Did it really say that? Yes, it did. Because Darwinian evolution was and is an inherently racist philosophy. And so again, a consistent Bible-believing Christian simply cannot be racist, but a consistent Darwin-believing evolutionist can, and really maybe should, be racist, shouldn't he? And though I sincerely thank God for this kind and gentle conversation with my new friend Eden, respectfully, who's the hypocrite? What is the meaning of life? Why are we here? What are you living for? You're a young guy.
Yeah.
What are you living for?
So my dad told me that you should study a lot of things to to prove your life later. So during this period, I just want to start really good and get a great job later, so I can get a high salary, so I can have a good family. So that's it.
So if you made a lot of money and had a healthy family, would that be success for you?
That's really successful. Yeah.
Okay. What would you want people saying about Eden when you die at your funeral? What do you want people to stand up and say? Eden was.
No, I don't think. I'm dying, so I think without my family, my friends, nobody will remember me.
Whoa, when I die, nobody will remember me. How sad is that? But is it true? Like, what is the meaning of life? Why does meaning matter? And ultimately, who really cares? Well, Eden seems to equate meaning with what I'd call worldly success. Get a good education. Get a good job. Make lots of money. Have a family. Success. But I really wish I'd had time in that conversation to introduce Eden to a man who, by those standards, would have been the most successful man who's ever lived. His name was Solomon. Old Saul had it all. The best education, the best job, the highest salary, a huge family. Heck, he was even a king. But was he truly successful? And if so, again, by what and whose standard? Well, in his best-selling book of the Bible called Ecclesiastes, Solomon bears his soul as he struggles to find the true meaning of life. And after he spends 12 chapters of his book saying over and over that the stuff the world sees as success are basically like big old soap bubbles that we waste our lives grasping for, only to have them pop in our hands and disappear into nothing. It's then that the most educated, rich, famous, and wise man of his generation, he ends his best-selling book with these very wise words of warning. Now, all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether good or evil. So, will anyone remember Eden when he dies? Yes, God will, forever. And he'll also remember every single thing Eden's done, good and bad, and bring them into his judgment. I wonder whether Eden has feared God and kept his commandments. Well, let's find out. Are you a spiritual man? Any spiritual beliefs?
No.
Nothing at all. Were you raised around religion or anything like that?
No, I don't have that. Cause the Asian people sometimes don't have that. So my dad don't have it. My mom don't have it. My family don't have it. So I don't have that.
Okay, that's fair. So what do you believe happens after you die? So your heart stops beating, you stop breathing.
Yeah.
What do you believe happens next? Where do you go after that? So you believe in heaven?
Yeah, I believe that.
Okay, that's interesting. So how do you get to heaven?
I don't know. I don't know. I just watch from the movie, from the film, just the sword, the human sword. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only thing I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you heard what's called the good news of the gospel of Christianity?
No.
You've never heard that.
Yeah,
You've been here a year. Do you have any friends who are Christian?
Yeah, like few friends.
Have they told you?
No.
Okay. Well, can I tell you?
Yeah, you can tell me.
Because this is important, Eden.
Yeah.
You think about this. Everyone walking these streets has at least one thing in common. We all die, right? We're all going to die.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's important, in order to have true and living hope, we should know what's going to happen next, right? So here's the good news. The good news is that our just and loving Creator God, who blesses us continually, has looked upon sinful people like us, and he sent his Son, Jesus Christ, to bear his wrath, his judgment in our place. So through his death on the cross, Jesus, and his resurrection from the grave, Jesus showed his supreme power over sin and death, so that everyone walking these streets, including you, including me, who turns from their sin, their wrongdoing, their lying and cheating and stealing, we've all done those things. If you turn from those things and you put your faith in Jesus Christ alone, God's Son, but also the Son of God, if you put your faith in him to save you, because he rose from the dead, he defeated death, God actually lifts your death sentence. You go to heaven, not because you're good, but because he paid your fine for you. It's sort of like this. You're standing in court. You're standing before God. He's seen your thoughts. He's watched every detail of your life. He's about to sentence you. And he says, Eden, you deserve judgment because you haven't been good.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is the judge, because he loves you, he steps down from the bench. He lays down his life for your life. He has the power and authority to do that. You walk out of that courtroom totally free, totally forgiven, because the judge paid your fine for you. That's the Christian message. You don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. But that's the message of the cross, of grace.
According to you talk, yeah, I remember a short video just about in a showroom, and the God is the judge, judge people, and a person coming, and he did a lot of bad things during his life. So the God asked him, so do you think about you will go to the heaven, or you are be an angel or a devil after you're dead? And he say, I will be an angel because I don't remember, but after he become a devil because he did a lot of wrong things during his life. So, yeah.
Amazing. So you've seen that on video.
Yeah.
Well,
video.
I don't think it's an accident that we talk today. I think God is using me to get your attention to think about this. Just think about this, because once you die, that's the end. I mean, unless in this lifetime, unless we put our faith in Jesus Christ alone to save us, when we stand before God, he judges us and we go to hell. But God is using me right now just to get you to think about this, and I hope and pray that you receive that free gift. Thank you for talking. I'm going to give you some information. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Eden, thank you.
Thank you for telling me about that. That's my first time to hear about that. So,
Amazing.
Yeah.
So Eden has been in Canada for over a year, has Christian friends, yet hasn't yet heard the gospel. Is that okay? Well, a Christian by simple definition is someone who follows Christ. And in the context of true friendship, Christ himself said this: "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." While God alone receives all the glory for his greatest demonstration of love at the cross of Christ, as Christians, shouldn't we be following him by laying down our lives for our friends? Shouldn't we be taking a risk by telling them about the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ? And shouldn't we also be testifying to how his sacrificial friendship for us has saved us forever? I hope you agree. I also loved how Eden said that he'd seen some sort of gospel video. Well, this is why our gospel outreach media teams go and produce videos like the one you're watching right now, so the whole world will hear and see the good news that Jesus Christ is Savior, Lord, and King. Well, thanks again for watching Go Teams Media. If you'd personally like to continue conversing and connecting with us, go to goteamsmedia.com. I'm Cory McKenna, the Equipping Evangelist, and you've been on the go with Go Teams Media.